But I don't have time for W's, guys. I have time for this game. So we've got game number 4 of this set. It is still Killer Bee. You can't get rid of me. And it is still Jordan versus Villese 1v1. This game, we will see a very lopsided Civ matchup. This time in the favor of Villese, I would say. Koreans are nasty. If you do that tower push and you really get in your opponent's face early, they can really do a lot of damage. But I'd rather have Mayans 10 times out of 10. I don't know. Maybe you guys think differently, but we'll see how this one goes down. For now, it is Jordan who's leading 2-1 in this series, taking on Villese, and Villese looking to even the score. Both guys around the 23, oh, well, just above the 2360 level. Both guys playing at a super elite level. Okay, let's see. Jordan's got gold off to the side, stone off to the side, a rather open left flank. Wood line on the front that's very thin. I would not want to take wood there against a Mayans player. I wouldn't want to take it here either. But the wood line on the back seems to be quite nice. If you were thinking about towers, this stone pile is one possibility, but it's kind of way out there and a little ugly, so you might have to take this one on the front. Jordan's got 3 villagers on wood, which could tip us off into what he's up to. Sometimes you see that build with 2 villagers on wood if you're going super fast towers. But we'll keep an eye on it. We also need to keep an eye on Jordan's food economy. That can usually tell you if a player is trying to get up on something like 18 vills and push towers. Villese on the other side, 4 vills out on the wood line, playing as Mayans. Should have a nice little advantage in the Civ department in this game if he can survive Korean towers. Golds are kind of clustered out on the front of the map. Stone is also out there on the front. Not a map that I would want to defend against a tower rush, so maybe advantage to Jordan if he can get out there and carpe the old diem, but we'll find out. Villese for the moment, luring in a boar, scouting around, already scouting forward. Always nice to have that eagle scout. That extra line of sight lets you get across the map. Lets you find your resources sooner so you can go scout. Jordan trying to wall toward the TC, maybe trying to create a little trap. But Villese is here already and sees this coming. Jordan's got a 4th villager out on wood, so it could be men-at-arms into towers, or it could just be no towers in this game for Jordan. I like Jordan's back area of his eco, and we'll see how he decides to play out this game. Let's see. But EU ruined chess future 22. Good easy walls for Jordan. Who won last game? Puma King. Last game was Villese's win. So it is now 2-1 for Jordan. Villese getting a nice boom and a nice fight in the Castle Age, and Jordan giving a GG at a relatively early time in the game, but it was over. He was right to call it. Let's see. Villese is still trying to scout around a bit, is noticing that front gold, front stone, keeping an eye on the front of that eco for now. Jordan is going to get his scout forward and figure out what his opponent is working with. This would be a map that I would love to dice up with towers if I was playing in this game, but Jordan here, he knows a little bit about how Villese's playstyle is, and I don't know if he'll decide to go towers or not. It could be delayed towers, to be honest. We've seen a lot of like mid-feudal age doubling down from Jordan in this whole series. We will see a barracks back at home for the J-Men, and he will be he'll have that down in time for men-at-arms. So will Villese. Both players around the 20 villager mark. Should be able to click up pretty soon. So we will roll toward a men-at-arms fight, and we will see who can take that. Blue player moving a villager over to goal. Should be a second one over there soon. The red player, Villese, is still not out to gold just yet. We'll keep an eye on it. Neither player has clicked up yet. Actually, Villese will queue 2 more vills and queue the militia right now. So the red player here is going with a drush. Oh, that's my favorite word. Oh, I've been yearning to say drush for so long. I can feel it deep in my loins. I can feel the drush coming. When I get old, I want to have a replacement knee, but instead of being able to feel like low pressure fronts, I want to be able to feel drushes coming. I want to have a drush knee. Anyway, 2 farms down for both players. Both guys still on 1 lumber camp, and both guys are drushing. Both guys are friggin' drushing, man. I know you don't come here for hype casting. You come here, I really actually don't know why anyone watches this channel, but I'm hyped. This is a double drush. I'm so happy. Both players will go with an early drush. Villese is walling in and will at least have that gold pile safe. You can imagine as a Mayans player adding an archery range here, well, or another barracks, depending on your proclivities in a particular game. But having 2 military units out in front of that gold feels really, really nice, considering what he's been dealt in this game. Keep an eye on that. On Jordan's side, you do have to find a way to come out and protect this gold, and it looks like for now Jordan's going to do that with a little bit of offense, but he will always have the option to drop a defensive tower if he wants to. Tower on top of this hill with a hill bonus might not be so bad. I like Villese's position, though, for now, still hanging in defense with that drush. Feudal Age has just now been clicked by the red player on 27 vills. And we will see Jordan clicking up here in just a moment. Disrespect 999 fan is here. Welcome to you, my friend. That name only makes sense in Age of Empires, but I like it. I like it. I love being drushed. I win 99% when someone drushes me, but I lose 99% when someone trushes me. Noted. Keep that in mind if you're playing against Holy Roman Viking. My greatest weakness is not having any weaknesses. That's all I'll tell you. Anyway, 3 militia out for both players. Feudal Age coming for both guys. Villese is kind of getting close to being fully walled in. He's trying to finish up those walls. Jordan is here trying to keep those walls open. The red player will bring his military over. Villager, for now, does not look like she's going to get the job done. She's in... Oh! Walking around the far direction. She's going to wall those militia in. Finishing the walls, I think, is the goal here. You know, you would have loved to wall that army out, but it is only a drush, and you have a drush of your own to fight it off with. So it's all good, man. Red player is not looking like he's going to go men-at-arms. Just got up to the next age, has quite a bit of food and quite a bit of gold in the bank. His drush is still chasing Jordan from behind. And Jordan could maybe cordon this villager off from the rest of the group, but I don't think he's going to get it done. I think these two guys are going to just drush it out. They're going to one-on-one drush war. We'll see how these units do. Jordan maybe a little bit behind on the damage. He had more units fighting for longer. He's trying to snipe down his opponent's eagle, but in the end, yeah, he will. In the end, Villese will hold his base in a nice defensive manner, and we will see that archery range that we wanted. So we're going to have 2 buildings now out in front of the gold pile. Villese here looks like he's fast castling with an archery range blacksmith already down. Jordan, very importantly, kept his scout alive during that fight and has roamed around to figure out what his opponent's up to. Jordan will have a fast castle as well. He will have a faster castle. One wonders if his villagers were a bit more effective out here on a mill instead of, you know, doing all of this extra walling. So a very nice castle time for Jordan as he clicks up. Villese will add in a second archery range, but Castle Age is not far away for the red player either. And he's got a nice eco, so he can actually start archer production already. That's always a nice feeling. As he clicks to castle, he'll have double range archers in just a moment, and they will be coming out rather quickly. Jordan on the other side is going to have 1 archery range, and that archery range for now is idle. So Jordan he's going to transition his eco a little bit here. He's actually pulled all of his villagers off of gold, so that should be telling to you. You should also notice that he's not making any archers whatsoever. So Jordan is not exactly thinking about standing toe-to-toe. Maybe. 4 vills going over to gold, but I don't think he's planning to try to fight archers versus archers on that side. Jordan has doubt micro, says Dr. Slow. Well, Jordan had some great micro in the last game. Absolutely. Actually, 2 games ago. Really great mango micro. I can catch a Killer Bee cast. Hey, El Gompers. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Good evening, John T. Welcome, welcome. Villese, like Willy Vallo from the band Him. Oh, I don't know that reference, but I like it. I don't know what Villese's name is or means. I don't know. I should look it up. Maybe it means something in Finnish. I can't wait to finish Okay, never mind. Anyway, TC coming for Jordan on that front stone pile. He does not have a gold economy for the moment, and he has one range. One range, last time we checked, was idle. So Jordan may be thinking a bit about booming here. Villese on the way to Castle Age is thinking about aggression. And we kind of have a flipped script. Finally, we'll have Villese with a big army in the early game trying to punish Jordan for maybe being a little bit of a greedy boy booming up. Jordan will get a third TC down in the bottom corner of the map. Maybe he can re-wall this side. Looks like he's going to do that now. That will keep his base really, really safe versus crossbow raiding. Villese will have an opportunity to raid what? Well, this thin wood line Jordan passed on, so he won't be able to raid there. This area has a TC to protect. You could, in theory, get some archers around behind it if you had perfect timing and your opponent doesn't do any quick walling. But for the most part, especially with a defensive siege workshop, Jordan looks pretty bulletproof here. Looks pretty bulletproof. Second TC coming for the red player, and maybe Villese will get forward and realize, I should boom too. Maybe he will realize that in a moment. Killer B missing the third TC. Yeah, there's always a hidden third TC. There's always another TC somewhere over the rainbow. We will see if Villese identifies this and decides to kind of break the wrist and walk away. Nice to have some crossbows. Nice to get out and try to keep your opponent honest. But Jordan looks really, I don't know. I already said bulletproof. I'm out of other words. Just joined. Is this Wololo Kingdoms? Yes, indeed. You can barely see it. But yeah, down here you can always tell. Sorry that I blocked it over with a black box. Defensive mangonel out for the Koreans player, Mr. Jordan. He will push these crossbows away, and he will get a good mango shot in on that group. Didn't kill a single one, but look at all the damage that came in on that one shot. That group is really, really weakened now. For the price of one villager, definitely not worth it. Red player is still pumping double range crossbows and does have a second TC, but will add in a third town center. And I just don't think Villese has a ton of opportunity to do damage. One villager coming forward, though. Probably an offensive siege workshop to go along with this push. Villese seems to be committing... He seems to be throwing good money after bad, if you will pardon the expression. He's trying to come forward and get a siege workshop down, I think, to keep the pressure on. We'll grab a vill here and there, which you got to give him some style points for. That was a hard one to get. But there is a mangonel lurking around, sort of like that shark in the movie Jaws. And there isn't that many opportunities as that siege workshop will come in. The red player is going to have to do something impressive, I think, to actually get inside and do damage. I think Villese has his work cut out for him. 2 mangonels hanging in defense. Jordan is booming away. 50 villagers for the J-Man. Villese is by no means all in on this. The third town center just came down. The red player is a little bit short on food eco to keep all 3 of those TCs going. He's actually, you could probably say he's quite a bit short on food eco to keep those going. Looks like 1, 2, looks like maybe 10 farms, 11 farms. Certainly not going to be able to keep it all going, especially with mangonel production potentially coming and crossbow production constantly pumping out. It's going to be tough for Villese to keep this all together, and Jordan's villager lead, even though he has the same number of TCs, should grow, should continue to grow. Jordan is also building a castle. He'll drop a castle down in front of his eco, right by that main stone, and also covers up the main gold. And maybe, since we haven't seen anything else, we will see some war wagons from Jordan. Drush into boom, says Dr. Slow. Yeah, maybe so. That was a really good shot, says Bombay Gypsy. Indeed. War wagons coming, seems like Jordan likes them. Yeah, everybody likes a good war wagon from time to time, right? Villese still prodding around. That forward siege workshop does have a couple of mangonels queued up, so he's investing a little bit here, but it's not a crazy investment. Both of the ranges are now idle, which I think is a wise choice. The farms are starting to come down in higher number, and 2 out of the 3 TCs are pumping out vills. So Villese here is not going to fall super far behind, keeping production going as best he can. Peeling some villagers off of gold, just 3 villagers on gold so that he can produce a few more mangoes, I would think. 2 mangoes now, 3rd one on the way. Jordan is really well suited for this, but Villese continues to pick vills. You can hear another villager dying there. Continuing to keep his opponent honest, and for those of you guys who are hoping for some war wagons, Well, hope no further, because the war wagons are starting to come out. Project Belgium, I'm almost 2K2. The dream is getting real. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. 2K2 is really a ridiculously hard thing to achieve. Oh, look at that. You don't see that every day. Oh, Villese killing his own mangonel. Oh, he needed every bit of firepower he could have because he's already coming up against an army that has some mangoes waiting. That was not ideal, and now the war wagons are coming out to stop any reinforcements. Mangonel shot from Jordan will be uphill. Jordan will win that mango fight even though his opponent had the hill advantage. Villese has built 4 mangonels, and only 2 of them have done anything positive so far. So Jordan here getting some really, really nice exchanges and getting a little lucky here. Somehow Villese killed his own mango, and that just hurts, man. Hurts to see. Jordan seems to be deleting buildings to let his opponent in or to let his army out. There will be another castle up on top of the hill, and Villese's push is in hot water, and it's starting to look... It's looking hard for Villese to get something done. This push, really, I feel like you have to play a little desperate at this point. Maybe Belgium, our resident 2K2 player, can correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like you're really, really committed to this, and you just have to find a way to make some sort of damage and some sort of annoyance out of this. Jordan's got another castle coming. His war wagons are down. It is a 12-villager advantage for the blue player, and Villese is falling behind an eco. This is looking like a relatively anemic push at this point, with a bunch of knockdown archers and 1 mango that's kind of on its last wheel. It's going to be incredibly difficult for Villese to get the job done, but back at home, the red player is not damaged. He's going to add in a bunch of barracks, and the Mayans player is going to go for broke. And I think it's time to go for broke. 5 barracks eagles, and we will see if that can turn this game around. For those of you, I looked away for a moment, but if you're keeping track of mangonels, those 2 mangoes are down, and this group of crossbows is now hiding in the corner. Let's see. Frankly, Jordan did a good job at walling off. Eagles would destroy Jordan now, says Dr. Slow. And how about Dr. Slow? I know you said that before we observed it. Eagles are coming fast and furious from 5 barracks. Eagle Warrior upgrade is coming. Squires is coming. Lots of upgrades are needed. These Eagles are, well, they're on their way up. Squires and Eagle Warrior will help a lot, and maybe Villese can catch Jordan as Jordan transitions to the Imperial Age. Yeah, I just feel like Villese had to get something done with those mangoes and that group of crossbows. Of course, he didn't, because it's a difficult area to push in against. And now I love the transition to Eagle Warrior. I actually, I would have just given up when that push died if it was me, and that's why I'm not a pro. But Villese here is going to give it the old college try. Those Eagles for now, +1 defense. I don't know, they're slowly coming out of 5 barracks, and I hope that Villese will hide them for a moment, but it doesn't look like he wants to. It looks like Villese will just run straight into Jordan's eco to see if he can do some damage. Jordan is going chainmail armor as we speak. The Koreans player is no fool. He's adding in a couple of barracks as well. Eagles in the back of this eco could be really damaging and really annoying. Jordan needs a quick wall, and he does kind of complete it, but this house is not going to last long. Jordan trying to re-quick wall, but Villese is in with those first couple of Eagles, and now, well, the Eagles wrote that album, Hell Freezes Over. Let's see if Hell freezes over inside of Jordan's economy. As the Eagle Warriors, only 7 of them, but 7 nonetheless, roam in. Jordan continues to roam forward with yet another castle. So Villese is kind of committed to doing something in the Castle Age. Jordan is committed to clicking up to Imp and trying to do something in the Imperial Age. For now, 7 Eagles are starting to knock down Villes. Villese is getting closer on the villager count. Just 5 villagers less than Jordan. Jordan needs to get to Imperial and get a high-quality army out. And I think he will before any huge punishment comes, but the next wave of Eagles will be coming soon, so stay tuned. Maybe, just maybe, that next wave of Eagles will be even more effective. Jordan has grabbed a couple of relics, which I think is worth noting, and although he's lost a few vills, The villager counts are pretty much equal as Villese clicks up now to the Imperial Age. Villese will lose some eagles, will lose a little bit of his army on the front, actually not able to finish off this mangonel, retreating away from war wagon fire. Villese going chainmail armor, Imperial Age is coming, 101 vills for red, 98 for Jordan. Jordan at the moment, 14 military, Villese at the moment, 14 military. What are the upgrades on those eagles? Well, they are slowly starting to look mean and green. Another defense upgrade on the way. For now, it is +1/+1, and we will see basically continued production and continued investment from Villese. Villese lost a big army of crossbows and a big expensive push. Is trying to claw his way back into this game. 900 points difference for the players. I think that's somewhat accurate. Eagles can always they can always upset the apple cart from time to time. But Jordan starting to stonewall in. That first group of eagles was kind of like immunizing Jordan against what's to come. Jordan adding in men-at-arms as fast as he can, and he will soon potentially start to upgrade those units even further. It's exactly like getting an immune shot. When you see that first group of eagles and you're confident that your opponent is going to send more, you can prepare for it. And stone walls are really the best way to prepare, I think, in this case. Monk versus eagle. Eagle fighting uphill, but he will still get the kill. Monk going down. Jordan continuing to roll forward slowly with castles and trebs. Look at Jordan just absolutely owning this wood line with 3 separate castles. More barracks coming for the J-Man. Losing some war wagons to TC Arrowfire. That's been a theme throughout this series. Jordan fighting TCs against all odds. But, you know, he's looked really great. So I'm willing to overlook one tiny flaw. Especially considering that I have literally 50 flaws at this point in the game. 50 blunders, minor blunders at this point. More barracks coming for the blue player. He is continuing to pump out what was men-at-arms. What are they now? They're long swords now. Elite Eagle Warrior is on the way for Villese. Plate mail armor is on the way. Villese is kind of once again pot committed to his strategy. He was committed earlier to doing some damage with some crossbows and some siege. He spent a lot on it, didn't get much done. The Eagles have done a little bit of raiding, but I would not say that that's been a wonderful investment yet. But even though it is long swords versus eagles, you have to keep building eagles. Two-handed swordsman on the way. It's just, it feels like it's Villese's only option at the moment. 115 vills though for the red player. A little bit of resource in the bank. Can start to continue to tech up. Is going to add bracer, so keep an eye on that. Jordan is floating an absolute buttload of resources. Starting to treb down that front TC. And the world is your oyster right now if you're playing as Jordan. The world is your oyster when you have 1.4k gold in the bank. 2 relics as well, 4 castles down for Jordan. He can really produce a lot of wagons if he wants to, but it doesn't seem like he wants to. Producing quite a few two-handed swordsmen for the moment, getting some very nice fights versus eagles on this corner. Villese still trying to find a good place to poke and prod. This group of eagles could get something done, so we'll keep an eye on them. But for the moment, it is Jordan with a 250-point score lead. A little bit of a shrinking score lead. If you're into score leads, you would say this game is getting closer. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical because plate mail is coming, conscription is coming, ballistics is coming, and two-handed swords continue to pump out. Red player is still mostly on a monoculture army of eagles, but Villese does have a couple of rams hidden in the back of this eco. So maybe thinking about a ram push to grab that castle down from Jordan. Let's see how it goes. Eagle Warriors are still trying to find somebody to love. We'll see what they get done. Jordan isn't making the slowest, he's making the slowest push ever, says Leo. What's up, Leo? Taco Bell. Oh, sweet Jesus, it's Taco Bell. Well, they can't appeal to everyone, but they are so classic. How do you not like the Eagles? Taco Bell is here. Taco Bell is the first follower that I can remember having. It's been so long since I've seen that wonderful name, Taco Bell. Let's see so if Quick Walling can keep Jordan afloat. He is stonewalled on the far side, so Villese is not going to make any headway over there. A couple quick houses, not the greatest to hold out eagles, but the eagles are They're busy running around near the walls. Jordan's army is starting to turn into a big honeypot army, which is slowly creeping in. War wagons. Now we've got champions. A couple of Trebs behind this could be a possibility in the near future. Villese's ram push that might happen is 6 rams for the moment. Could be more soon. Villese adding in a couple of plumes. They are not elite plumes, but chemistry is on the way, and slowly but surely they will be upgraded. Jordan's got kind of free reign on the map right now. He's lost a lot of villagers to some eagle raiding, but he really should be able to pollinate the entire map, sending villagers every which direction. Also doing a little bit of raiding. Villese on 116, Jordan on 140. Jordan's military is looking big and it's looking scary. But I would agree with Leo. Jordan's making a relatively slow push. He's kind of playing with his food at this point. I think it's a game that he's been ahead in for quite a while, and he still should win. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Fairy tales always have lessons about this, like Hare and the Tortoise sort of shit. So maybe we'll see something. Maybe we'll see something turn around. I guess Jordan would be the tortoise, though, in this scenario, which is, spoiler alert, the guy who wins. Sorry to... Oh, man, I'm sure there's some, like, 4-year-olds out there who I just ruined their night. Well, thanks, man. Now Mom doesn't have to read The Hare and the Tortoise to me. Do you even read The Hare and the Tortoise, or do you just make it up as a parent? Like, I'm pretty sure I could just improvise that story, right? Like, I know the beats of it. I feel like it's not that complicated. Anyway, plumes are continuing to multiply. They are elite. Villese is holding the line. Jordan grabbing guilds, and he is starting to dwindle down the number of longswords that he seems to be producing. Jordan has a lot of castles, 4 castles, so he can pump out a lot of wagons if he wants to. Siege workshop and barracks denied for the red player. Jordan continues to hold really the whole map, starting to outpost up the whole area and try to find those extra relics and extra gold piles, and we'll figure it out. Is AoE 1 coming soon? Well, AoE 1 DE should be coming out soon. Nice quick walling here from Jordan, and that group of plumes is really trapped. Oh my lord. Wonderful bit of trapping action from the J-Man, who's still running out in front of that group of plumes to try to block them with these wagons. And the plumes are blocked off from this area, and they are absolutely getting rounded up like cattle. And Villese here is going to have to run under the TC, just taking damage from every corner. Have you ever seen a trap like that? War wagons on every single side, and it's important to leave at least 1 plume. Oh, 1 plume. 2 plumes are going to live to tell the tale. You have to leave one of the enemy's warriors to tell the tale, and it's going to be this guy on 2 HP to run back to his village and tell everybody how vicious the enemy is. Oh no, he's going to die too. Oh, son of a gun. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. That's an entire army of elite plumes. Faux free. Faux free. That army went down on the cheap, man. And Villese here wants to fight it out a bit longer. Why not? Does have the siege ram upgrade in, is dropping a castle and is ready to make a big push. But Jordan getting a wonderful, wonderful fight there. Almost a poetically good fight. We do have the Onager upgrade in and elite war wagons for Jordan. He'll go architecture as we speak. And this is Villese's swan song. This is his Waterloo. He's got to push in and do something. The Rams, in theory, versus war wagons would do quite well, but these champions that are interspersed amongst this group are really wreaking havoc. And those siege rams, well, they're still alive. They're still soaking up damage. Plumes are still rolling in. The castle is denied for the moment, but it could go up. No, the castle will be denied on 96%. And this game looks like the Jordan of old. Like, this game has got me titillated, I believe is the only appropriate word. The only appropriate word as Jordan pulls out to a 3K score lead. We will get a GG from Villese and a GG from Jordan. And oh my sweet Jesus, guys. That was one hell of a game. Jordan will go up another 16 points. He will win 3 out of 4 of these games so far. And wowza. Holy cow, man. That was a wonderful trap from Jordan on the corner. One hell of a finish, in my humble opinion. We'll quickly switch through the achievements, but we'll jump out of here and see if we can find another match between these guys live. Just giving you a quick flavor. Relics for Jordan, resources for Jordan. It was all going the direction of Jordan there with the Koreans. Jordan with the Koreans in the study with the revolver. Sweet Jesus, that was a great game. If that game didn't make you happy, then that's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do. I try and I try and I tried to raise you guys right, but you're just hell children. Okay, that was awesome. The moral of the story, if you can boom as Koreans on Arabia, you're going to win.